Hello, so in this video we're just going to compare the Motorola Razr HD in terms of its physical size to some of the other leading smartphones to get an idea of what it might be like to own the Razr HD if you were to own one or if you handled one of these other devices. So let's start with the iPhone 4. Very popular phone. You can see the massive size difference. Of course the specifications difference in terms of the size, but just to give you an idea of how dinky the iPhone is in comparison to the Razr HD, there you can see there's quite a lot of extra length and width on this device. But in terms of thickness, this is kind of where things get a little bit interesting. There really isn't a lot in it, and in the hand I'd actually go as far to say as the Razr HD feels thinner. It certainly looks thinner, but then again you've got sort of more real estate for it all to be squashed into. Weight wise, Razr HD actually feels the lighter of the two. We've got the Sony Xperia S here. Now you can see that this is much more evenly matched in terms of the overall size. It's much, well, I say much squarer. It's a little bit squarer than the Razr HD when it comes to the likes of the corners and the edges. Thickness wise, the Razr wins this as well. And actually it's this angle, you can just sort of see there's a little bit of angle on the Razr. You can just sort of see there going up to the camera. It's not completely flat. It does raise up just a little bit, very minute. So that's how it compares to the Xperia S from Sony. We then take a look at the HTC 8X. Size wise, very comparable. The 8X fractionally slimmer in terms of the actual width. Got quite sharp corners on the 8X, and thickness wise not a lot in it. The 8X is deceptive because it's got these curved sort of edges, whereas the Razr is much squarer. And in terms of weight, yeah, not a lot in it. 8X feels a little bit heavier, I think, in my opinion. So here we have the HTC One X, probably one of the strongest competitors for the Razr HD, although that's got 4G, so that's better than the HTC One X. So size wise, fairly similar there. A little bit more curvature on the One X, and just a fraction taller, the One X there. Not a lot in it. Again, you've got these sort of curved edges a little bit more on the One X and a bit more curvature to the actual handset in comparison to the Razr, so it feels a little bit more solid in the hand than the One X does. This feels a little bit more, not plasticky, but not quite as robust there. And in terms of weight, very, very similar. Finally, the Samsung Galaxy S3, one of the killer devices at the moment. Everybody loves it. A lot of people have got it. You can see straight away the curvature is different. The actual overall size, there's not a lot in it. Fractionally taller. I don't know if you can just see that there, just minuscule there. And in terms of width, a little bit as well. Again, this has a lot of curvature to the edges, so it kind of feels a little bit smaller in hand than perhaps the Razr HD might. Better quality materials on the Razr with the Kevlar rather than the plastic of the Samsung Galaxy S3, and weight, there's not a lot in it. So that's a quick hardware size comparison of the Razr HD against some other leading smartphones.